Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and this is the Not So Serious Keto video podcast. I had mentioned last week in the podcast that both of my grandsons were going to be over, both Colton and Calvin, 3 days that week, and that it might impact my video shooting schedule. And it did. Both from having them over. I mean, kids, I had forgotten just what a handful they are, especially when they're babies. Calvin is like 7 months right now, right about 7 months. But also, they were both sick. They both had colds, which then I got. And I think I got mine from Calvin. I mean, kids just in general are sort of like disease incubators. But when you've got a 7-month-old who is teething and drooling and snotting and all that, it's weaponized. It is like a petri dish from a Wuhan lab. It is, and that's what I got. So basically, I turned into a NyQuil commercial for a few days. Still sort of on the recovery. I would say I'm mostly better, but there was not going to be any recording that happened. But I am back. I feel like last night I kind of turned a corner, and it wasn't a gradual corner. It was a right angle corner. And, I don't know if you've ever gotten this when you're sick, where all of a sudden it's almost like a switch got flipped. And it happened as I was blowing my nose. And I'm going to try and keep this not TMI, but the experience was similar to when you go swimming and you get water in your ears and you're doing all kinds of stuff, trying to get that water out. You're banging the side of your head and it just won't clear out. And then suddenly it does. And it reminds me of like when an airplane toilet flushes. It's just like whoosh. And suddenly you can hear and you're like, whoa, what a relief. Well, I had that, but nasally while blowing my nose last night. I felt like I blew my nose from the back of my skull. And suddenly I was just like, whoa, I think I might be getting better. I can breathe. So I am better. We'll be back to our regular video schedule this week. I appreciate your patience. These things happen. Life gets in the way. Next, I'm going to move into a sort of keto in the news topic. Possibly, well, at least one. There may be 2 news articles, though, that I read just because there was one that kind of amused me a little bit. But I think regardless of how you feel about RFK Jr. and Make America Healthy Again, and I know people are divided on their opinions on that, and I would prefer we not get political, I do believe we can agree that one of the good things that he's doing is helping people become aware of seed oils, the highly processed seed oils, canola oil, cottonseed oil, soybean oil, and just sort of what's wrong with those oils and how there are better fats to use. And as a result, I've seen a lot of articles about restaurants shifting their frying oil to tallow, which I'm fully in favor of. I think that's a good thing. Although I'm probably not going to generally eat anything that's at a restaurant that's cooked in tallow, because it's all going to be starchy stuff or breadcrumb encrusted stuff. But one of the things I kind of started feeling my first concern actually was, oh boy, is this going to drive up the price of tallow on me? But then I thought, I wonder how long until there's some sort of a backlash on this. And it didn't take long. So this article is from PCRM, Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. And I'm going to have to put on my glasses to read this. Beef tallow. Doctors group shares consumer health alert warning. Doctors and dietitians with the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine are sharing their concerns about the health risks associated with beef tallow, which is high in saturated fat that raises cholesterol levels, increasing the risk of heart disease. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article to you. I think you got the gist in that first paragraph. It just basically becomes an entire beef tallow is bad. The good fats are heart-healthy fats like canola oil and soybean oil. And I expect that we're going to see more of that. Why? For the same reason we tend to see a lot of things, which is follow the money. I think there are large groups, especially agricultural groups and food groups, that want us to continue to use those oils. So I expect that we're going to see a lot more of that. My hope is that truth prevails and that this kind of becomes like when margarine went away, when a lot of these hydrogenated fats went away because people became aware of them. It's my hope that this happens as well for some of these seed oils, and that we can start using healthier animal-based oils, and also some of the healthy plant-based oils, avocado oil, olive oil. You know where I'm going. Now, let's go on to the next story. And this one is about Costco. And this is really, I bring this up because it's so clickbaity and kind of overly dramatic. And it just seems like so much of what's on the internet now is like that. In fact, maybe that's how I could increase some views. Start getting some really clickbaity titles. You know, Keto's Dirty Little Secret or something like that. All right, let me pull this up. Costco has just discontinued another beloved Kirkland product, and fans are outraged. I hope I gave that enough dramatic effect. Our Costco will never look the same again. For Costco shoppers, there are certain Kirkland products that always make the shopping list. Blah, blah, blah. So what's the product? What's the product? I want to know. Oh, wait, I got to keep scrolling, because you got to fit plenty of ads into every article. Which Kirkland item is being discontinued? According to a slew of very upset Costco members on Reddit, Kirkland Signature Soy Milk is no longer available at stores. That's rough. When a Redditor reached out to Costco to file a complaint about not being able to find soy milk on shelves, they received this response from the retailer. Thank you for your feedback regarding the KS soy milk. Unfortunately, the KS soy milk was discontinued due to slow sales. Wait a second, slow sales? I thought this was a member favorite. Pop-up ad there. Unfortunately, okay, discontinued to slow sales. However, we plan on bringing in a branded soy milk as an item rotation throughout the year. The next rotation is due to arrive next August. All right, just one or two more paragraphs. While Costco says it's discontinuing the Kirkland soy milk due to poor sales, you'd never know it by the many outraged reactions on Reddit. For one, shoppers love the product for its affordable price. This is a quote. "I am in shambles now," lamented one Reddit user. Shambles. I feel like this is the absolute epitome of first world problems. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I thought it was amusing. I felt I would share it with you. Doesn't affect me at all. Sometimes in these podcasts, I'll share little stories about brands that have reached out to me. Very often it's just form letters and things like that. But YouTube now has this thing called Brand Connect, where they hook up content creators with vendors or sponsors or things like that, and then they can make an offer to you to release a video or a shout out or whatever. And I haven't gotten any, which is kind of disappointing. It would be nice, ideally not keto products, ideally like an appliance type thing, like the Dash Mini waffle makers. I mean, I think I'm responsible for selling a lot of those back in the Chaffle days. What else? Anything from Ninja, really. I mean, they make a lot of great stuff. I'd be happy to do any sort of a Ninja type of an endorsement. But what they reached out to me for, this was this company, I think it's called NutriSense. And what they wanted me to do is create a video, not a review video, just purely a promotional video to put on my channel to try and convince you, my viewers, to sign up for a 1-hour Zoom call with one of their dietitians. Now, what do you think a dietitian is going to tell a keto person? I suspect probably that keto is bad. So didn't do that, didn't bother. Almost all the time when I see an article, an anti-keto article, they're always, they're trumpeting some registered dietitian says such and such. Keto is bad, it's horrible for your kidneys, it's unsustainable. Might be good in the short term, but it certainly is not a sustainable lifestyle. I'm sure you've read similar articles. I had talked earlier this year about how I was going to start putting together a newsletter, an email newsletter that I would send out. It's a subscription thing, no cost, and it wouldn't be spammy at all. It would be once a week, and, well, I'm kind of giving you the whole content right here, but the purpose of it is YouTube does not seem to be doing a great job giving out notifications or promoting my videos. So a lot of longtime viewers, and I probably get a couple of comments a week from viewers saying, hey, I thought you'd retired. I haven't seen a notification for one of your videos in a year. And I'm like, well, I've been here, been punching out videos pretty much 3 a week, all the time. So what I want to do is create this newsletter that people can subscribe to. You'll get it once a week, probably Saturday or Sunday. And what it will have is, what are the videos that I've released this week? That's going to be consistent. Another thing that it may have, or I think it will have, but it'll be periodic, is little flashbacks. Like, hey, here's an oldie but a goodie video. And then any behind the scenes sort of stuff. Here's what's going on. Here's what I'm working on. Or if I become aware of any special deals on, say, a Dash Mini or a Ninja Woodfire or something like that out on Amazon, I can let you know. But that's really going to be the extent of it. It's just to sort of make sure that you're in the loop, that you're not missing videos. And the reason it's taken so long is there are dozens upon dozens of email, like newsletter type services or curated service. I don't know what I would call it. I'll just call it bulk email services. And a lot of them are very, very expensive, way outside of my budget. So it took a while for me to find one that appears both to be high quality and not that expensive. And I want to throw a shout out to Carolyn Ketchum at All Day I Dream About Food, because I had emailed her and said, hey, do you know of any good services? And this is the one she pointed me to. So thank you, Carolyn. Anyhow, I will have that up and running and subscribable by the end of April. I promise that. So you'll be able to either subscribe to it on my website or subscribe to it down in the description below once I actually have it set up. And hopefully then you won't miss any videos. Now, speaking of videos, especially older videos, I know that a lot of you have been with me pretty much since the beginning, but there's also a lot of you who are newer to the channel. And I have a request for both of you. Well, all of you, both groups of you, which is go back and watch some of my older videos. Whether you've never seen them, or maybe you want to take another peek at it because you think, I wonder if this is a recipe Steve has tweaked any further, if he's done any more with it, or maybe I can convince him to do something more with it. I think some people feel that if they leave a comment on an old video, I'm not going to see it, but I do. As people leave comments, they show up for me regardless of the video, just in the order, chronological order that those comments were left. So I always see old comments. So if you go back and you watch an older video, whether it's a cooking video, a product review video, maybe it's a product that now they've changed some ingredients and you've tried it and you like it and you want to find out what I think. Go back, watch some old videos, leave some comments. It really, truly helps out the channel. It helps out the algorithm tremendously. And it also gives me some ideas on future content for you, especially if you go back. And I had one the other day. There was that spell for a while where I was using that corn dog maker appliance to make all kinds of things. I was having a lot of fun with that. And then we ran out of kitchen space because I've got a lot of gadgets, and it got stored down in the basement, and I just essentially forgot about it. And then someone was apparently binge watching these videos. The corn dog maker, watched a couple of those. The one where I did sort of a poor man's Americanized chile relleno in it. I had done some things that were kind of like chocolate Twinkies, or yeah, I guess that's what I would call them. And my viewer watched all of these and left comments on all of them, and it really got me thinking, man, I need to use that thing again. I bet you Colton would have a lot of fun making some stuff in that. So go back, watch some older videos, leave some comments. It's fun for me, and hopefully it's fun for you. Hopefully you find some cool recipes or some neat ideas or some inspiration. But that is going to be it for this video. Kind of feel like I still need a little bit more rest. I still got a little bit of that nasally thing going on. So I'm going to go edit this, put it out online. As always, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.